Well, howdy ho, my peeps. I made it to the 99-cent store, but I didn't do a video while I was there because I was clutching to the handle of my shopping cart so tightly because I was exhausted after the first, I didn't even make it all the way around the perimeter. I had to turn my shopping cart over to Grant, but I wanted to show you what I got. I got some scallops, in part because they're relatively low in calories and they give you a exotic thing to eat. I got some of this stuff, I forgot what you call it, but it's that broccoli cauliflower mix stuff. I'm going to be making a marvelous vegetable soup with some of this stuff. Like here I've got 2 packages of oyster mushrooms, love, and I got some light ranch dressing. I'm not normally a fan of light things, but I have to lay off the mayonnaise, so this will give me a little something instead of mayonnaise. We have some cabbage and some lettuce and green onions, cilantro, which I love in my soup, green beans, which will be wonderful in the soup, some radishes that will be nice with the carrot and celery sticks, and then I got some of this living butter lettuce. This stuff is so cool. It comes with its roots. It's even got dirt down in there. I just love this stuff. It doesn't get any fresher. And then I got some of the thin sliced ham because at 25 calories a slice, that's a nice thing to add to my scrambled eggs in the morning to make sort of a semi-eggs Benedict kind of thing. So I did get some lovely things, as you can see. My Kansas stuff is sliced beets and chopped up tomatoes with garlic and olive oil, and then some vegetable broth that I'm going to start my vegetable soup out with. Yeah, I was tired, even though I've got my new old lady orthopedic shoes on, which are a godsend. I mean, my feet feel so good in these things. My feet weren't the problem. It was just that I was tired. So, anywho, this is what I got at 99, and I love it, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye! Well, I'm thrilled. I got up today, took my meds, took a tramadol, got dressed, and went to the grocery store and actually managed to walk around and do a little bit of shopping. A lot more than I could do yesterday when I was at 99. I want to show you some of the things I got. That whole shelf there is full of those Smart Ones entrees. They were $1.69 each. Now, I am not a huge fan of diet industry food. I don't believe in it in general. However, I think I'm going to turn this around so I can see you. I'm all sweaty. However, last night I got caught at the end of the evening still needing to eat dinner. I was down to 200 more calories that I could eat for the day, and I hadn't prepared anything. And I had already eaten eggs, I'd already eaten a piece of bread, I'd already eaten things that I didn't want to eat more of for the day. So I ended up counting out 20 tortilla chips, which equaled about 200 calories, and that was dinner. No nutrition in it. Made me feel like I was cheating, though. It was kind of nice. And, I went to bed a little bit hungry, but I still hit my calorie goal for the day. So in order to keep that from happening again, I thought it would be smart to invest in about 10 of those, 250 to 350 calorie entrees. Just have them for emergencies. So that's what I did. Now today I'm making some interesting things. Let me show you. I am making, we'll come over here. This is my grandmother's Weight Watcher chicken recipe. And I need to pull this out a little bit more. There we go. I need to open it because I have to add some garlic, but it is a whole mess of boneless, skinless chicken breasts with 1 can of cream of mushroom soup and then about 6 or 8 tablespoons of dried parsley. There's a ton of dried parsley in there. She never added garlic, but I'm a garlic fanatic, so I'm going to do so after I'm done shooting this little snippet of video. I have boneless, skinless thighs waiting for me. I also have some cod fillet fresh. I've got a little bit in the freezer too. I thought I would cook up this cod fillet maybe in a little wine or whatever, a little lemon juice, and I'm going to flake it and put it in the refrigerator to add to like a salad or put on sandwiches, something like that. Then I also picked up some of this imitation crab meat, which is already cooked, and I am going to do the same. This is going to be for putting in a salad or putting on sandwiches. So, what else did I buy? Oh, I got some more sprouted wheat bread. This is the kind of bread I've been trying to eat because it is low sodium, and I have to really watch the sodium from here on out. And then it's organic, obviously. I don't know how much Grant paid for this, but I got another loaf of, it isn't Ezekiel bread, but it's basically the same thing. And so if I'm going to eat bread during the day, which I usually do, at least one slice, sometimes 2, I like to eat this kind of bread. So I'm feeling pretty well stocked up with food. I have some cauliflower rice. I'm going to cook that. And then I'm also going to make up a mess of hard-boiled eggs. And for Grant, I found this in the freezer. This is just some white bread, artisan white bread I picked up at a 99-cent store. And I think I'm going to go ahead and make him a bread pudding. I don't like bread pudding, so I'll put raisins in his, and it'll be wonderful. And he will enjoy having a little sweet treat that I am not going to be tempted by. So there you go. I'm having a pretty darn good day. I love cooking day. I love cooking day because I feel like I'm being very productive and I'm doing something very good for myself. And it's keeping me on my path. I probably haven't really mentioned this, but I decided that I am going to do, or attempt a 45-day diet, old-fashioned reducing diet like our mothers used to go on back in the 50s and 60s. I don't know how many of you guys remember the diet candy called AIDS. I think it was AIDS candy. Came in a little box, real pretty little box. And I think it was just caramels that had a whole bunch of caffeine in them, and then they were artificially sweetened with saccharin or something like that. And oh my God, I would eat those like they were candy and then get all hopped up on the caffeine. I was such an idiot. Anyhow, inside the box of AIDS candy was this little pamphlet, and if you look through the pamphlet, it had the reducing diet, that's what they used to call it, that you were supposed to go on, that these AIDS candies were going to help you with. And it was the diet that most women back then would go on, and it was calorie centered. It wasn't keto or low carb or high fat or, you know, eggs and grapefruits or anything like that. You ate across the spectrum of food. You ate about 1,200 calories a day, and you were just hungry, and you were just hungry. But it always worked for my mom and all the other women I know who did it. And when I went back and sort of revisited it, took another look at its nutrition, it makes a lot of sense. A lot of fruits and vegetables, moderate amount of protein, some you know, some processed carbs, like a little bit of rice or a little bit of pasta or a piece of bread or whatever, and very little sweet, if any, and then a little bit of oil every day, like a pat of butter every day, or some oil if you were gonna cook something in oil, blah, blah, blah. So as I have been doing in so many areas of my life recently, I am going to set the DeLorean to 1975. I'm heading back, and I'm going to do what we did back then and see what happens. So you guys can come along for the ride with me. I'm on day 3. Have been able to yesterday and the day before was just fine. So far today's fine. I'm just barely into it, so hard to tell how well I'm going to be able to stick with this thing. But I'm really super motivated for a lot of reasons, and I'll tell you about that stuff in another video. But yeah, good day, feeling better, getting more exercise. It's gloriously beautiful outside, bright blue sky. It's warm, 70 something. My buddy Mike's out there doing a burn pile. Everybody on the hill, as you can see the smoke rising here and there. Everyone's burning their clippings from the year before, and it's just a really lovely day. So I wanted to share part of it with you. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Okay, let's take a peeky poo at how my clove orange is doing. All right, it's hardening up nicely. That means it's drying out. It's probably not going to rot. It'll probably dry beautifully, and I can turn it into a pomander somewhere. I talked about this on my Facebook page last week. You guys remember Pert shampoo, the original 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. We used to use this back in the 70s. Loved it then. Smells just the same. Okay, so here's tip number 1. All right, you can take a look at my counter. There's an ant. Looks like maybe a dead ant. Dead ant. Dead ant. Dead ant. Dead ant. Dead ant. Remember that? A few. Those are seeds. They're not ants. There's an ant. What I did to keep the ants off of this is I put down double-faced tape all along the perimeter here. I've got it along here, you can see. Oh, there's an ant that's embedded in it. Here. Along here, and then it goes all the way to the back and around. So this entire thing, the entire perimeter, has some double-faced tape. I don't see a whole lot of ants caught in the double-faced tape, but man, it is as a deterrent. They do not like getting near that double-faced tape. So that's kept this counter, which always is overrun with ants this time of year, is kept it remarkably clean. So, I don't know, if you guys are just up to your eyeballs in ants and don't know where to turn, pull out some of your crafting tape and see what you think. Okay, that's tip number 1. Tip number 2. All right, so here are my boneless, skinless chicken thighs. They're going to go in the oven and roast. But what I did was I seasoned them differently. This is seasoned with Old Bay seasoning and dill. This is seasoned with Old Bay seasoning and curry powder. And this has some Old Bay seasoning and my Mexican style mix of cumin, hot pepper, chili, blah, blah, blah. So I've got 3 different flavors going on there so that I can, you know, mix it up a little bit when I turn those into individual dinners. Yay for me. I saw that somewhere Pinterest or something like that. Alrighty, I thought I would show you this as well. There's that's my cod with black pepper and paprika, and I am going to saute it in vodka. I have about 3 shots of vodka down in the bottom of this pan. So what would you call this? martini cod, maybe. I wanted to use white wine. We didn't have any, so I thought, well, I'll do vodka. So we'll see how that turns out. Okay, my martini cod is just about done. I tasted it. It's wonderful. Wow, I must have seen this somewhere. I don't know. I don't know why I thought to saute this in vodka, but it really, really tastes good. And the alcohol is just about all burned off. So I can put it in a little container in the refrigerator. Yay! Food prep is coming along swimmingly. There is my cauliflower rice. I seasoned it with pepper, a little Old Bay seasoning, some paprika, and some coriander. And I cooked it up in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So that's ready. Martini cod is looking beautiful. Now I need to wash and prep up these green beans. I'm just gonna go ahead and steam these. I might put a little lemon juice on them or something. I won't do anything too much. No extra seasoning on those. Still have to figure out how to cook that stuff up. Yeah. Oh, I'm feeling so much better, so much safer. Gonna have food in the freezer. And, oh yeah, I want to show you this too. So, I have some fresh cilantro from 99¢. I have some fresh green onion that has actually been in the refrigerator for a while. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. And then I've got the oyster mushrooms. I thought I would make sort of a broth with just a little bit of green onion and some oyster mushrooms and some cilantro. Something kind of Thai, Japanesey, sort of, that would be, make a nice little something to sip on between meals maybe. So yeah, I'm gonna work on that. Oh, I just love cooking day. Well, it's 11:24 on Saturday night. I have been working in my kitchen since, I don't know, maybe 3 o'clock this afternoon. Non-stop. Well, not non-stop. Grant and I watched a couple episodes of Death in Paradise and an episode of Afterlife, which I just love. That's such a great show. I love Ricky Gervais. Anyhow, I wanted to show you what the product of all my labor is. So you open up here and you see all those little foil packets. There are 21 or 22 little individual vegetable and meat entrees in there. I used chicken and fish and you know, a number of different vegetables. Each one of those comes in at about 130 calories. I weighed and measured everything out. Didn't add any salt or sugar to anything. Okay, so I used a lot of different spices, but no salt, no sugar. Okay, so in here, let's start with this. I refreshed my carrot sticks, and you'll see some radishes in there as well. That is soaking in lime water, so that should be really good. I have some, those are cucumbers in a marinade of garlic, balsamic vinegar, and low sodium, oh, I'm dysphasic today. It's hard for me to even talk. I'm so tired. Low sodium soy sauce, yeah. And here's the kind of the overflow, so that's what that looks like. It's mostly just sliced up cucumber. Okay, so in those two containers and those two containers is a broth style soup. It's mushroom, imitation crab, cilantro, and green onion in a vegetable broth with No added seasoning at all. Just that. That is a huge packed container of roasted chicken that I shredded up. And let me show you guys this too. This is that bacon that I made. It keeps for a long time in the refrigerator. So, I mean the fake bacon, you know, that I made with the spring roll wrappers. So I haven't been eating much of it lately. I've been eating other food, but I need to remember this because it makes a great snack for almost no calories. Then, let's see, what else did I do today? All right, what's the back there? Oh, nothing. All right, so there we go. I put all that food together. And I also, I've got tea leaves in my sink. I wonder what they say if I read them. I don't know. They'd probably say, Cheryl, it's time to go to bed. Anyhow, I went ahead and boiled up a dozen eggs as well. And I will make deviled eggs for Grant tomorrow because he loves deviled eggs. And then the others I'll, you know, just keep for breakfast. And dishes are all done. Kitchen is actually pretty clean. Oh, that's for the pigs. That's my pig bowl. There's some white bread that's going to turn into bread pudding for Grant because I can't stand it, so I'm going to make it for him. Some beautiful avocados, just beautiful. For lunch today, we had a avocado and crab salad. It was marvelous. And here's my tea set, all ready to go in the morning. So there we go. And my stove is a bit of a disgrace, but that's okay. You can only do so much in one day. See how beautifully this tape is keeping the ants away? I mean, it really works. I am so surprised. I need to fix this one, put a new one on here. But dang, well, there's one little ant. One little ant is better than the 4,001 little ants that used to be crawling around on this thing. So anyhow, we're doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. So I just wanted to share my day with you. Granted, I need to wax and buff this floor. The guy who installed it said that if we waxed it just with old-fashioned paste wax, did it 4 or 5 times, you know, over the course of a few months, that it would build up a nice hard coating that would protect it. So, let's see. I'm going to turn back around and look at you guys. I always have to smash my eyebrows down. I have got the crazy, look at this. Look at these eyebrows. Look how long they are. And I can cut them in this direction, but I can't cut them in that direction. So I really have eyebrow problems, but that's okay. Life could be worse, right? So, so yes, things are looking up. I have energy. I handled shopping today pretty well. And now it's time to go to bed. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.